welcome to 2 Cents, where we talk about any and everything and give our 2 cents. Go ahead and get Ebony on the line. You know the routine. Should be a good show. But yo, Eb, what up?
What up? Good morning.
Good morning. On a beautiful rainy Saturday morning here in Miami. I don't know what it is like there in the over there in the Midwest or whatever that region is that you would call it. What do you guys consider the Midwest?
Cold.
Okay, it's cold as fuck. All right. Well, what we had this week that I saw that stood out to me, the porn star that committed suicide due to online bullying. Yesterday I saw two incidents where unarmed men were gunned down. Nothing new there, right? This is what we're doing now. Jurassic Park. The new Jurassic World trailer came out this week. What else? Didn't Marvel? Was it the Marvel trailer came out this week or last week? I think it was last week because I think I talked about it. And then Trump making Jerusalem the capital. So we'll get into a few of those things, but I want to touch on first the online bullying situation. For those that don't know, and for those that don't watch, you might be in denial. I'm sure you do. Watch porn in your spare time, at least once a year, or whenever you watch it. But porn star August Ames, I believe is her name. She committed suicide this week, and she's only 23 years old. Young girl, and she what ended up happening was she didn't want to do a scene with a guy because he did gay porn. So the LGBT community came in and bullied. Yeah, straight bullied. They straight bullied her, and she just, I guess she couldn't take it anymore, and she was just like, her last post that she put up there was like, she said "fuck y'all," and then. On December 5th, she took her own life by hanging herself, and she was married. It's just so weird to, I don't want to say weird and say it's impossible, but like to be with someone who is in such an industry where they're taking dick from and other sorts from different people so many times, to be married to that. So like, how do you consider yourself? Is it just considered acting or whatever? I don't know, but we want to key on the whole online bullying thing. It's like it's getting pretty bad, because not only in that situation we have where a 10-year-old was being bullied online, and that 10 years old decided to take her own life from being bullied online. It's a very bad epidemic. Still trying to wake up. But but Ebony, I want to know your thoughts on this online bullying thing. I know we've touched on it before, but these recent cases. It's been pretty disturbing to see these things happen. But what are your thoughts about this porn star taking her own life?
Well, first of all, you in the porn industry, you're supposed to be able to do any and everything that is asked. So that's the number one thing. She knew what she was getting into when she did porn.
Right.
You're supposed to be able to do any and everything. You just can't be like, I'm gonna do porn, but I ain't gonna do this and this and that. Then you ain't a porn star. You gotta do all of it. It's all or nothing.
Right.
Something with bullying thing. Maybe there was something a lot. I don't think that's the reason why she took herself. I think that there was maybe something else deeper than that.
Yeah,
She didn't have to clothes and making that as an excuse or something else.
Well, I don't.
Online bullying is terrible. It's not a good thing, and people do kill themselves over it. I think there's just more to it than just that. It's not. I highly doubt it's just because she didn't want to do this, and they started bullying her. I think it's deeper than that. That might have been the last straw that was drawn with her.
Right.
But I think it has been something that was progressing furthermore. That was just the last straw that was for her.
I think that I honestly feel that the porn industry deals with a lot of criticism because people are very judgmental, even though they watch it. Like it's hypocrisy at its best, because you sit here and you criticize these porn stars, these women, because they're taking they have sex with so many guys, and you want to call them whore, sluts, and all that, but to turn and then turn around and you're actually watching them for whatever purpose that you have, because again, how do you know about them? That's the thing. If you don't watch it, you wouldn't know who they are to begin with, and
Right.
and it sucks that they, it is something that just comes with the territory to be able to deal with that type of criticism. But again, depression is so surreal. That we all suffer from it, no matter whether we're have so much money, we're celebrities, whether we are just a kid, trying to get to class, and somebody's picking on your clothes that you wear, or even just feeling like your life isn't going the way you thought it would by a certain age, so you end up you end up feeling really bad and down on yourself, like you're wasting time, or you haven't found your calling just yet. So online bullying can trigger a lot of these emotions that you do have, and it's just something that again, the internet is like a teenager right now. We got the internet, and it's like we're still,
She's been bullied for a while.
yeah, we
She's
still,
been bullied for a while, way before this online thing. She might have been bullied, before
yeah.
some other things.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she could. I mean, some porn stars that do come into the industry were treated, feel like they were treated fairly badly before, becoming one. So to deal with that type of scrutiny, and then to become a porn star, and then like that scrutiny doubles, maybe even triples in amount of people that were doing it, is I don't know. I mean, for me, I would just have to get rid of social media. You know what I'm saying? I just have to block all that stuff out, because I can imagine the type of criticism that being the best at something, considering to be the best at something, like LeBron James, for instance. For the fact that he being the best, considered being one of the best basketball players to ever play the game. I'm pretty sure people try to tear him down all the time. I would say. And doubt his ability as a player. So it's I don't know. Online bullying it's really something that we need to tackle. I don't necessarily agree that people that tell people to like kill themselves and shit like that should get like any type of like jail time or anything, but that's something that's going to live on your conscience. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to like seriously tell someone to like kill themselves, and then they actually do it. I wouldn't want to live with that type of thing on my heart.
Yeah.
But yeah. So being on the subject of, so we're roughly still on the subject of porn star. Let me ask you, Ab, do you think you could be in I would say a relationship or married to a porn star?
I don't know. I'm thinking about making my husband want to get a little extra money.
A little Chocolate Thunder, yeah, Chocolate Thunder Productions, yeah, CTP. That's what we want, CTP.
These military spouse right here, they may be deployed or something. I feel like, throwing them out to them or whatever.
Okay. You're going to run an escort business. I feel you. That's good money. Yeah, that should be good money.
I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do that, Because what if he comes home and I want something and he's just too tired because he came from work? And, he's not here, he's done, I'd be like, well, damn.
Well, you did also say that you're a porn star. You signed up for everything they asked you to do, so that means he might have to get down with like, I don't know, a guy or something.
Yeah,
like that.
everything. I don't know if I can handle that. That's a lot of,
Gayness.
you want catch something, You be like, well, who you with today? Depending on my porn star, I might be like, no, you can't mess with, him or her because he got some. I don't know.
Right.
You see some of the tabloids or somebody that got something, you're like, oh, damn, he was just with him last night. I don't, or her, I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that.
Yeah, I mean, that's again, that's something that us being, at least for me, from being from the straight world and not knowing too much about the porn industry, I would, again, me personally, I know I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah. because because pretty much that's a gateway. It's a gateway. It's like there's nothing where there's no way to get my wife for I would say for stepping out on her marriage. She does it every day for a living, So it's something. Yes, Joe. What you upset because I fucked him and not him? Okay, all right. Like, well, you got a point. I'm like, babe, you got a point, babe. You got a point. You're right. You didn't cheat. You didn't cheat. It wasn't cheating. You was acting. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But and I don't know. I digress.
And, if I would, I'd be like, man, that girl ugly. Why you gonna mess with her? Like, man, why you want, man, you don't have a porn star. You don't want them to be with the best of the best. You don't want them to be with just anybody.
So this week there was a they showed this shooting that took place in a hotel with cops. Guy that was he was like belligerent drunk, and from what they show, the guy was like on his knees, and
he was drunk. I watched the video a few minutes ago. He did not seem like he was drunk. The guy was scared shitless for one.
Yeah, he definitely scared shitless. That I will agree on. He definitely was scared shitless. And so again, he was he was on his knees and he's got his hands in the air, and the guy said, "Don't fucking move. I will shoot you. We will shoot you." And the guy's just saying, "Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me." And there were a lot of times in the news they've been like painting the black picture, but this is actually the white picture. A white guy was actually unarmed and shot. So he's on his knees and they tell him to crawl towards them, and he's still crying. Please don't kill me, please don't kill me. And he reaches to pull his shorts up while he's crawling towards them, and then they just let him off. They let off a few rounds in him, and then he dies. So
that's all about control. That's it. All you want to do is control somebody.
Yeah.
First of all, this man is the damn description of what you were looking for. Then let him keep you moving down the hotel hallway and go to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, and
that was wrong. And for all you people that are trying to justify all these cop shootings, stop it, because you're stupid. It's just dumb. It is what it is. It's all about control. Have control over people. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, we live in a society where people are justifying Trump being in office, where Trump is justifying, Roy Moore? It's whatever.
I'm calling with my knees off. I got bad knees. Fuck that shit. You gonna have to shoot my black ass. I'm not calling with no fucked up knees, okay?
Right.
You gonna pay my bills, go to the hospital, and get it checked out. I'm not calling on these motherfucking knees.
Yeah.
I'm just that cop. First of all, this is the problem. They need to be held to a higher standard that the military is. If I was in the military and I was going out, I could in Afghanistan or wherever. If I conducted myself the same way that cop did, my ass would have been out of the military so damn fast. You know why? Because that is not the proper protocols and procedures that we are to follow when we are doing our job.
Yeah.
And they held to the same standard that we are. The same rules of engagement that we follow, they should follow that as well.
Overseer, officer. It's all about pronunciation. Overseer, officer.
I talked to plenty of people that have said, yeah, we've gotten shot at plenty of times over here in this place, and we've been told that we cannot shoot back or we cannot do this. These guys, some of them, not all, some still made it home. But you know what? These people legit had stuff on them. They were being shot at. This man, you could clearly tell, did not have a weapon or anything on him. He was not a threat to this cop. He should not have shot him, period. Could have did a warning shot. If a cop, first of all, they shoot somebody, shoot him in the leg or the arm. Why you gotta shoot to kill? That's dumb. And they can get off on it? That's stupid.
Yeah, it's heartless.
They're putting too much power into these police. Too much power. They're giving too much power.
They have such a very strong, their union is so strong, so there's they'll go to bat for them to find a way to to get them acquitted. And then the other situation that happened out here, Ebony, it's I don't know if it's made mainstream news yet, but it happened in Lauderdale Lakes out here in Florida. It's not too far from Fort Lauderdale. Guy is in I don't know, he was inside like an apartment, and he gets into a scuffle with the cop, and somehow they end up outside. And then when I saw it, when I turned to it, the guy had the victim, or I don't know, suspect had the cop's leg. He was holding the cop's leg, and there's like another cop that's looking at him. He's got the gun pointed at him, and I'm pretty sure he's telling him to stop what he's doing, or tell him to stop that. And then like he's still attacking this cop, and he's holding the cop's leg, and then I don't know. And then, like the guy that's recording, he's like, "Yo, dog, cut that out. They're gonna shoot you, man. They're gonna shoot you. Let him go, man." And all that. And then he ends up letting the guy's foot go. And then he pulled like a Vivica Fox and set it off. What is the procedure when you got a gun to your head? He tried to, he tried to run. He tried to run, and they just they finished him off. They popped they popped him down. So
that's no, you shoot him in the arm, shoot him in the leg, but don't shoot to kill. You ain't gotta fire 8 rounds into somebody. Shoot to hurt, arm, or injure them to where they can't get back up, but they're still alive, and handcuff their ass and take them off. How hard is that? Yeah. How hard is that? Why shoot to kill this person? Why?
I wish you.
Injure the damn person, but don't shoot to kill them. That's what these cops are. They're so trigger happy to kill somebody versus, hey, yes, this person is a threat. Now, I could see that if this person had a gun towards somebody's head and they needed to defuse the situation quickly, then yeah, go ahead, by all means, kill the motherfucker. But if this person don't have, they just fighting the cop, shoot him in the arm. So he'll let go of the cop's leg. Shoot him in the arm, cop does what he got to do. Shoot him in the leg, something.
Yeah.
Don't shoot to kill. Come on now.
It's they've gotten us so accustomed to seeing this shit that I don't know. We
People are scared. They're rushing. Who the hell thinks about anything when they're in a situation like that? Let's be honest. Nobody. People always say what they're gonna do, but when you're in this situation, it doesn't go that way.
No.
I don't care how instructions the cop yells at you. You're panicking. You're freaked out. You don't know what to do.
Yeah.
WTF? I'm so me. I'm hard of hearing. First of all, I wear hearing aids. So just imagine me if I'm walking without my hearing aids and I'm not paying attention to what's going on. If I'm in a crowd or something and there's people yelling, I'm not paying attention. When's the same cop shoot me because I didn't follow their orders? What the hell? I didn't hear your dumb ass. First of all.
Shoot your dumb ass. That's how that works. Sad to say, they're gonna pop one. They're gonna pop one in your head. Yeah. It's definitely nonsense. So I mean, I really don't know where we can go further. I mean, they did give that cop that shot the guy in South Carolina. They gave him 20 years in prison.
Under the flag of the United States of America, justice is served for one person so far. What about the rest?
Do you feel like that's even justice? I mean, he should. Why only 20 years? Why not life? Why not give? He took a life. Why shouldn't he pay with his?
I think we should do like some countries do, an arm for an arm, eye for eye, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Cut off the hand.
Hammurabi. That's basically Hammurabi's code. Yeah, that's how they used to do things. They had rules for that. If you killed somebody, and it was unjust, and you get killed the same way. We definitely should do that for stealing. I'm all about that. You steal something, you should get your hand cut off and just see a whole bunch of people walking around with nubs. And you can ask them, what happened, and then it's like, well, I had to get that PS3 that was on sale, but I didn't have any money, so I had to have it either way. But they caught me, so now I don't have any hands to play the game anyway. So it really wasn't worth it. But it's just they're just things that they I don't think a lot of people think about, and then again we don't realize how hard it is for some to try to make it in life, so if you feel like you have to steal to survive, everything is about it's about a mode of survival, and these crimes that are being committed we need harsher laws against I would say cops that and so that we know at least everyone feels justified. You know, and like there's a balance. There's no balance right now. If it just feels like it really does feel like the cops can do pretty much whatever they want. It's up to them when they pull you over. They can decide how this is going to go for you. At least for some, I can say that my experience being in South Florida. I've yet to come across in an incident where I even felt that uncomfortable. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen because going through it. I'm still alive to tell the story is what I'm saying. So, and I didn't get pulled out of any car or slammed on top of like the hood of a car, at least not yet, knock on wood. But it is something to think about being a black man in America. So, yeah, it's just really unfortunate that, the things move this way. So,
yes, there's good cops around here though. There are good ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Bad ones just make you look more certain about it.
Yeah. So what do we see? Yeah. So this week, I don't know if you and Jeff saw it yet, but they got the newest. They have a new Jurassic World coming out this summer called what is it? Fallen Kingdom. And
I haven't seen.
Yeah, and Jeff Goldblum, he was in the first, in the second Jurassic Park series. He's a funny guy. He used to have like the little black, the black glasses, added a little comic relief to the film's success. And him being, him most recently being in the Thor movie. Thor movie was funny too with his character. Well, they got him returning for this one, so it'd be interesting to see how this all plays out. But always watching movies like that from being a kid and then now as an adult, imagine you going to that island and they needed you to test out these I would say the attractions as to where, in my mind, these are like, for me watching the movie as a kid, I thought that it was like these were robots the entire time. I didn't know they were supposed to be considered actual real dinosaurs. That's just shows I would say the intelligence that I had as a kid. But these are supposed to be like real dinosaurs. So imagine you go to a Jurassic Park like island. Let's say we all go as a family. We take Phoenix and like there's a fucking T-Rex right there. And the T-Rex decides to flip the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like we're all in it's just in sheer panic. Everyone's running around. I'm already off the island. And by the way, I got emergency plane ticket. I'm off the fucking island.
How do you believe us?
Yeah, because the pterodactyl, one of the pterodactyls gonna have to take me to the fucking helipad, something like that, because it's I don't know if I could deal with that. I mean, these guys are they're colossal in height, so that's already that's already I would say that puts enough fear in me enough, for them being that much taller than me. And can pick me up just any way they want to. Yeah, but I'm just imagine go. Can you imagine yourself walking through so they found a way to recreate dinosaurs. I mean it sounds all well and good, but how do you really contain somebody with such strength? Like it's fine you go see like a Triceratops or some shit, or maybe like a Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus, but like those raptors and shit, and like a T-Rex.
I don't know, man. I don't even think I would sit for myself to go to a place like first of all. I'm like, y'all have a nice trip. I'll sit right here at the house and wait for y'all to come back. I'll tell you all about it. Don't come back. But in this time period, I know y'all are from happy. I don't know if I would even consider doing like that. I'm a scaredy cat.
We can send all Trump supporters and Trump over there to Jurassic Park and let them deal with it. Just put them all on one fucking island. That's what we can do. Like if we could just take all the people that hate and all the people that just put hatred onto the world and Trump supporters and Trump on one fucking island, and they can just, they pretty much they can get rid of themselves. That's population control right there. So
Man, I don't know.
yeah,
I just know I ain't going to know. We recreated some dinosaurs. All right, well, I see where this is headed. Where's the park yet?
yeah. Like,
I don't know.
and you just imagine the amount of lawsuits. Like looking at the movies, like the movie Jurassic World, like they opened up something and like all those pterodactyls came out and they really did start to attack. They started to attack. The I would say the folks that had them. So at the end of the movie, everybody's like in like a hangar and everything seems all calm and shit. But where's everybody that was filing these grievances against the park and these lawsuits because of for I would say wrongful death? So it's that's just something. I mean, it's amazing how they make these movies and they act like we don't see these things. Like even with the first Jurassic Park, they got the lawyer that came there. And he was eaten by the T-Rex in the bathroom and shit. Like none of his family, came up and, filed, I would say like tried to sue John Hammond or anything. And they don't throw these things into the storyline. But I digress. So Eb, you wanted to discuss this thing about Trump in Jerusalem, and what can you tell me and everybody else about this?
So yeah, this is a very interesting thing that we all should, I think we should all pay attention to because, we all know the history. We all, the biblical history of this, right? So let me, I know a lot of Muslims, they're religious, I'm probably getting it all backwards right now.
Yeah.
But, they're upset about that right now. They're not too happy about what Donald Trump says.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't matter what the American president says. If he don't live there, he doesn't run that country.
Yeah, what he's doing is trying.
He's concerned about what he says.
He's starting wars everywhere around the country. That's how I see it. He's going to start wars all across the country.
Yeah.
These people that have a legitimate hate towards one another. And again, it's not his problem because he's not there. But I think that it's unfortunate that we have somebody in office that doesn't care who he steps on. And
that's a dangerous thing for us.
Yes, very much so.
Very dangerous.
And again, if you take him out and put Obama there, there'd be like 120,000 tweets from this very same individual saying this is something we shouldn't do. We shouldn't be doing. We shouldn't be starting a war, in Jerusalem, and all those different things. That's exactly what he probably would say. And I don't know.
Yeah, if I know it wasn't the terror group Hollis, they're deeply upset about this. They're probably going to try to wreak some havoc, if they already have. And, I mean, this is, I don't know. Sometimes I'm not supposed to talk bad about him or anything, but sometimes I just think that, when you're talking about other countries and stuff, you just got to step back, think about what you're going to say. Does this really matter what I'm going to say? Is it going to cause problems? Because at the end of the day, there's people that have to live there, and they have to go through this type of stuff. We don't. You open your mouth and say something, it's going to set their chain of events off,
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's just saying stuff just to get a reaction or what, but, I mean, come on now. Some of the stuff is just getting a little too out of hand. It really is, I don't know if these people have been at war. They've been at war with each other for decades.
Yes. Centuries.
So, yeah. So and it's something that's really deeper than this, than all this is what's going on now. It's something that's deep, and we can't change it. We can't fix it because it's been going on for so long. People grew up, being told one thing, and each generation is being told something. You can't change that. You really can't.
Yeah.
They're always going to be fighting against each other and amongst each other. And you, by adding fire to the fuel, it's just going to make things worse and worse,
Yeah.
So sometimes it's better just keep your mouth shut and don't say nothing at all and don't form your opinion about it. Or whatever the case is, whether you're right or wrong, it's better to just be quiet, especially if it's not your fight, it's not your, You don't know this, you know. And yet everybody's saying, you know, from the what's right from the discourse sense and everything like that. Okay, I understand that, but still, it's not a place for any of that. Really, it's not. It's not. All you gotta say is, I want to move the embassy over here and call it a day. You ain't gotta say who's right. You know, oh, I believe it's the capital or anything. Just, you know, move the damn embassy. But you ain't got, you know, let those people. They're deciding. You know, they're fighting over that place.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not too great on this degree myself, but I do know enough to say, yeah, this has been going on for such a long time that, yo, it's, why am I going to stick my neck in somebody else's business like that? You know, I can't tell them what's right or what's wrong in their country. I don't know what is true and what isn't, you know. Is it really acceptable or not? I don't know.
Only time will tell. And we definitely want to keep an eye on Jerusalem. We want to keep an eye on North Korea, to be honest. The situation that's going on out there, it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't.
Stop going to North Korea. You idiot! Stop going to North Korea. Y'all know it's bad. Stop going.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't began to understand why we're even in conflict with them. Obviously, we don't want them releasing any nuclear weapons, but why provoke them is my question. Why provoke them to do such things with such type of weaponry?
Yeah, we shouldn't even be messing. We shouldn't even be messing with that either.
Yeah, well,
let them look like the bad guys. Don't egg it on. Don't encourage, you know.
Yeah.
Do what they gotta do. If they happen to attack, though, that's it. We already know that China already heard that say, but if you want, we're not gonna support you, or we gonna take care of it ourselves.
So,
you know. But we've been told by China, hey, don't fuck with Korea. They ain't do nothing to you. Don't do nothing to them yet, or we coming out. You don't want that to happen either.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
yeah.
So this one topic, that I saw this week in regards to like this dad that takes his daughter to the shooting range, and she's only I think she was only 4 years old, and again he was getting a lot of backlash because that's what people do in today's society. Everybody hides behind their Twitter fingers, as they say. But they had a lot to say, a lot of opinions about this little girl being taught how to use a firearm. But I would think, you can look at it however you want to look at it. I think it's very noble upon this father to kind of educate his kid on how to operate such thing in the event, an event that she gets older, that she's very comfortable with, such a weapon. And I wasn't brought up around guns. Me personally, I wasn't really brought up around guns. I know there are some folks that I know that said that their dad would take them hunting and and stuff like that. So they would kind of train them to shoot a gun. And again, these people, they're still alive to to tell the story. So it goes back to, a lot of people think guns kill people. No, stupid motherfuckers with guns kill people. You don't know
what they're doing with them.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't know what you're doing, you definitely can end up. It can be fatal. Fatal consequences. But I don't see the big deal. No one should tell you how to raise your kids. Truth be told, There's not one way to just how to raise a kid successfully. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you do something in your house doesn't mean that it won't work in my house or it will work in my house. So there are just so many ways to just to look at life. There are a lot of people that live very cautiously. It's like, oh, I don't want my kid to get shot or something like that. Well, that's what it takes. Having I would say a strong-minded parent to kind of guide this child through something that is something so life-threatening, So Eb, what are you and Jeff's stance on, like as far as with your kids and weaponry around them?
I'm all for that. I think kids will be less inclined to go and play with a gun, not knowing the dangers of it. You teach them for safety, You take them to the range, you show them how to properly use the weapon, and that sort of thing. So they're not, sneaking off behind mom and daddy's back, doing their gun cabinets or wherever, playing with it and stuff. They know that it's not something to play with. They're not so curious anymore because they know what it can do and what's going to happen. Texas gun range at a young age to gun safety. I think that makes a lot more sense than to sit there and hide it. Now, I have guns in my house. My daughter has not seen them yet, but eventually, probably in the next year or two, we'll start doing that. And I think that's important, that we should all teach our kids to do. Yes, we have guns in the house, here they are. Especially if something's happening, something's going on down in the house, and, mom and dad, hey, I'm going to teach my kid, you're going to get that gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know how to aim, you know how to shoot properly. You know how to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, this isn't a toy. Kids, they don't know what you don't tell them. They don't know that gun is dangerous. You just got hit in the damn house. They don't know what it's capable of doing. That's when they pull that trigger and accidentally kill themselves or somebody in the home. So I think it's a great thing that father's doing with his daughter. I applaud him 100%. Back him up on that. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You watch these damn movies, what you see, these idiots don't know how to hold a gun properly. They shoot from the side and stuff. And when they're aiming towards the ground, and they're doing it, so stupid. Come on now. Teaching Muslim common sense, teaching gun safety. Kids will not be inclined to be playing with them like they do now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's there's an upside to kids being around guns. There's downside just as much as there is to anything in life. I mean, it's the height of danger is a little bit more extreme, but so is riding in a car. So is flying on a plane. For me and the mother of my child, our kid, she's 13 now, and she got on a plane by herself, and you can just imagine the nerves that a parent must go through when their kid is off, flying, whether it's family or anyone, just riding on a plane, and their life is in the hands of somebody that they may not even see on the entire flight. So it's so
I train them.
Yeah, exactly. These people are trained to deal with such situations. So we're going to tap into let's go this question. Maybe you can help. Definitely being the woman, that strong-minded woman that you are, Ebony. You can kind of I would say I guess help me understand, like, why do you feel like it's so hard for us as us as people to express ourselves, express our feelings?
I think it goes back to back in the days when our parents and our grandparents were growing up. It's always taught females, it's cool to express your feelings. That's fine. They see it as a male expressing his feelings as being weak, and so you're raised to think that way. So you don't, And so, it's just one of those things that it's something that's taught. It's something that is taught. If you grew up, your dad does not express his feelings, but your mom does, well, then you're going to grow up the same way, especially if you're a male. Your daddy, you never seen it being, shown in the home, so you're not going to do it,
Yeah.
You've been taught you're weak if you do that. So you shouldn't express your feelings. You don't cry, when your boy dies or something or anything like that. So you don't, because you're taught that that's not what you do. You're weak. You're not a strong person at all. As to where females, they're like, oh, we're always so emotional, so it's a normal thing. So we grow up expressing our feelings.
Yeah.
But we have to look out at, it takes us to break out of that cycle, to say, hey, it is okay for you to do this. I don't care if you're male. You're going to break down and cry with something, break down and cry. But don't make them feel like you're weak for it,
Yeah.
It's
what's funny? I was watching that Jay-Z interview that he had. It's on YouTube. I don't know where else you can watch it. But Jay-Z, he's going to therapy for, I think just for himself. I don't know necessarily for his marriage, but he's going to therapy, and his therapist, conveyed to him that, the strongest So the strongest emotion that a man can express is for him to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like that takes it takes a lot, for a man to just just for just crying, to show that type of, show that type of emotion. So it's very, that being very, very therapeutic because again, like you said, we're raised to like believe that if you cry, like you're a punk or something like that. But to be able to freely express, to really express yourself is, you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, fellas, for you to cry. I don't necessarily, I don't think I don't think you should be crying every, every second of the day or anything like that. But just to, for anyone that that loves you, a woman that loves you, has been around you, whether that's your mom, your sister, anything, seen you, show that type of emotion. It's something that can definitely help build build bridges, for connect, for emotional connections. Let's see. Like I say, like for me, again, I seeing emotion. My pops is the type to be like my pops would rather he'd rather make he hides behind it's like tears of a clown type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad doesn't show much emotion, and maybe that's just how he was. Again, like I said, it's what the element in which he grew up. So it kind of like for at least for me, I would say I tried to fix the things that I try to learn from my parents. I was let's say mistakes or just things that they did think do try to do things differently than what they did to like for the better, not necessarily for the worse. And I try to be a little bit more expressive. But there was a point in time where something and it usually happens when something bad happens to you and you shut down. And I had a very bad breakup in my early 20s, and I kind of like cut off emotionally to women for fear of being hurt. And for a very long time, I would try to I would say fill a void, that I felt like I wasn't getting emotionally by talking to so many women, and, again at one time. In the event that like whoever I like, was feeling in a sense, for every reason that didn't work out, there was always something there, so I would never feel like I was left alone. You know what I'm saying? So like it's like, you know, a, some women look at, oh, he's such a dog or something like that, or even think, oh, he's a player, he's a ladies man and all that shit. When truthfully, you really just want you really just want a sense of security. We all do. We all want that sense of security, both as men and women, that someone is going to be there and accept you for all of you. And that's the hard part because not everybody accepts you for all of you. And so I mean, it's very frightening. It's very scary because who you are better than anybody else. You know how fucked up you are. I mean, you have to live with yourself. You know everything you've been through. You know the things you've done, and some of us probably feel like like if they knew everything about us, they wouldn't want to fuck with us. And it's but I mean we have to get to a point to where we can can reveal these things and then let people decide if they can take it. It's like I was having a conversation last night. It's like you got to be you have to be willing to jump out of the plane without a parachute. Maybe people accept you, maybe they don't. Those that will are for you, and those that don't, you never should have been around them to begin with. So, it's and it's good to be to really just be yourself and speak so freely around people and not have to worry about being judged or looked down upon. For instance, with let's say the relationship me, you, and Jeff have, over the years, what I'm saying? Like with us together, it doesn't matter if we're like walking around Dollar Tree looking for candy or playing Monopoly on Nintendo or some shit, what I'm saying? Like anything, we're being we're being ourselves, what I'm saying? Like and it's a great feeling, and that's something that you want to have throughout your life, with good people. So I'm very thankful for the people that I have, and in my corner, that I'm allowed to be to be myself with. So truthfully, I love you all. So it's helped me to, I would say, to grow as a man, in the event that I do meet I would say the woman that is for me, and she'll be able to see all these great qualities that I was able to to build over time, and then yeah, she'll reap she'll reap the benefits of that. But expressing yourself, yeah, it's tough. It's tough because not everybody is you gotta, like, for me, I'm a poker player when it comes to, like, revealing shit about me. Like, if I don't have a trust there, I don't feel the need to share certain things with people. But
I think that's, you all have that type. Don't get that way,
yeah, and that's just it's what it is. You have, like, those family members that, like, when they come around new folk, they don't really talk. You know what I'm saying? Like real quiet. They might even smile at something, but they're not gonna really talk. But normally they can be laughing and kikiing, as Shay Sharp like to say on Undisputed. But yeah, but they get around people they don't know, and it's just real quiet, just observing. Like, at least for me, that's what I do. I like to observe. I mean, I can hold my own in a conversation or something like that, but for the most time, I'm just observing the people around me, and yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that's my stance. My stance on on expressing ourselves. But yeah, obviously, before we get out of here, you got a rant or anything that you wanna express to the world besides Jerusalem and Trump?
Yeah, I had a minute. I don't really have much of a rant today. I'm saving my Christmas rant where I get closer to the holiday.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna save that one. Actually, I do. This is talking based on what I've been dealing with this week. People taking care of each other. I would say that. That somebody, we're having all these people commit suicide because of bullying, and whether it's online or not. I know all of us have problems. We all got problems, right?
Yeah.
It's the same. We got to take care of each other. Sometimes you have to give people that tough love, something like it is, and sometimes you don't. But if somebody is, they just feeling down out or anything, especially the holidays, reach out to those people. Don't speak to them as, kind of like the whole being weak thing. If it's a man and he's down and out, don't just check up and be like, oh, he's being weak. Help that brother out. Give him, lend him your ear, your shoulder to cry on something. It's this time of the year is stressful for a lot of people. So just reach out to somebody. A coworker, a friend, a relative, anything. Just reach out to them. Let them know that you're there for them.
Yeah.
Don't kind of shut them out just because they shut you out. Don't mean you should shut that person out yourself. Let them know that you will still be there when they are ready. To receive you, whatever. Just do what you got to do. Take care of each other. The way that we are today, especially in America, we need all the help that we can get. Take care of yourself and your family members. Don't rely on the government to take care of you. So we know how that's going right now.
Yeah.
Take care of each other. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Well, Ebony said it all. I really don't have much much more to add to that. Of course, follow the show on the Roman Mac YouTube channel. Ebony's got her stuff coming up soon. Some things we're working on collectively to branch out and and networking purposes, to broaden our audience, and I would expand our audience. Let's say you can reach us. Let them know what's your Twitter again, Eb?
Kroonbugger.
Yeah, okay, Kroonbugger on Twitter, obviously. At ROMEY_MAK. for Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. Check out the Facebook page on the Facebook.com. Facebook.com/RomanMac2Cents. And again, from me, from me, Ebony, even Jeff, taking his test. Proud of you, bro. Phoenix and Saberwolf. We out.
Roman.